everyone, welcome to ACE Online. So in today's video, we are again back with a practice set number 11 and here we are practicing for LIC AAO examination, right? So please share the link of the session in your respective groups so that more students can join the session and do more and more practice. So basically this particular session is completely based on the topic that is DI, or we can say that data interpretation, right? So here we are having some different questions, and on the base of that, basically we are having different datas. And on the base of that, we are having some different questions and we have to solve this. So let's start the questions, and here we are having our first DI. Here what we are having? We are having our first DI, right? So here for this particular DI, we are having 3 questions, and the question says that study the following information carefully and answer the questions below. So here we are having what? We are having tabular DI. Here we are having table in which we are having a category fruits, total quantity in kgs, price per kg, right? Now the question says that the following table shows the different number of fruits sold by a shop in a certain day and the price per kg is also given, right? Here, there's a note is also given. If we have to find out the total cost, it is calculated by total quantity into price per kg. This is what? This is your data which is given in your DI, right? Now, on the basis of this particular DI, we are having few questions. So just simply analyze this particular DI and after that we will start the questions based on this particular DI. Okay, so let's start with the very first question. Here you are also having your table and you know that the total cost is nothing but the total quantity into the price per kg, right? So in the first question, what you have to determine? You have to determine the difference between the total cost received by selling orange to that of apple in a day. Now what we have to do? We have to focus on the total cost. We have to focus on what? We have to focus on the total cost. We all know that how to calculate total cost. So first you have to calculate the total cost for the oranges, and after that what you have to do? You have to calculate the total cost of apples, and the only thing that you need to find out is the difference in between these two terms. I really hope you got your answer. Now let's start. We know that the total cost is calculated by the quantity into price. Quantity into the price, right? Now, we know that if first we have to calculate for orange, so we are taking the value for the oranges only. So where we are having orange? Here we are having orange. So the total quantity which is sold in a day is 32. 32 kgs are sold and at a rate of 60. So we just simply calculate the total amount which we calculated, or the total cost of orange, that is nothing but 0. 12, 1 is carry on, and 1920 rupees. We received 1920 rupees after selling 32 or kg oranges at the rate of 60 rupees per kg. Now, here we are having one more fruit, and that is nothing but that is apple. That is nothing but that one is apple. So here 36 kgs of apples are sold. Now at a cost of 80. At a cost of 80. So again, first what we have to do? We have to calculate the total amount. So 8 into 6, that is 48. So here the 4 is carry on, and 8 into 3, that is 24. 24 plus 4, that is 28. So basically these are the amounts that we are having, but what we need to do? We need to find out the difference. What we need to do? We need to find out the difference in between these one. So we can just simply write 2880 minus 1920, and here what we are getting? We are getting 960 rupees. We are getting 960 rupees, or we can say that the difference in between the total cost of oranges and apple is rupees 960. That means your option number A is the correct answer. That means your option number A is the correct answer. So whenever we are having the questions based on DI, the only thing that we have to do is just to pick the correct value. If we will pick the correct value, then we can easily able to determine the correct answer. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's move towards the next questions based on the same data. So here what we have to do, find the total cost received by selling papaya in the whole week, that is 7 days. The selling price per kg of a whole week is same as the price given in the table. This is a very simple question. All you have to do is you have to find out the total cost received in a week. That means in a 7 days. So basically first you have to pick the row of papaya. You are having the total quantity. You are also having the price per kg. And what you have to do, you have to calculate it for 7 days. So you can easily calculate the correct answer. Okay. So we know that if we want to calculate the total cost, what we need the total quantity. So the total quantity is nothing but 24 multiplied by the price, that is nothing but 40, and multiplied for how many days we have to calculate? For the 7 days, or we can say the 1 week we have to calculate it. That means here we need to multiply it by 7. So this is the answer that we are having. So first we will solve this one. So here we are having 0, 4 into 4, that is 16, and the 1 is carried on. Here we are having 960 into 7. So again we are having 1 0 in the ending. After that 7 into 6, that is 42. So here we are having 2 and the 4 is carry on. Here we are having 63 plus 4, that is 67. That means we are having 6,720 rupees by selling papaya at the rate of 40 rupees per kg for a whole week is nothing but this one. Is it clear? This is a simple question, right? Okay, next. Here, now what we have to calculate? We have to find out the total cost received by selling grapes in a day is what percent of the total cost received by a selling apple in a day. So here basically what we have to do, we have to find out the ratio or the percentage. Basically not the ratio, we have to find out the percentage. Grapes to apples, right? Grapes to apple. And what we have to do in the terms of total cost. In the terms of total cost, what we have to do, we have to calculate the percentage of grapes to apple. So first calculate the total cost that we are receiving from this one and from this one, and just simply determine the percentage. You are having all your data on the board only. So all you have to do is you just have to do the basic mathematical calculation so that you will get your correct answer. Okay. So let's start with the grapes. So the total cost received by grapes. Total cost received by grapes. That is nothing but the total quantity is 18 and the charges are 65, right? This is the total costing that we are having, that we received from the grapes. Now, we are having one more fruit and that is nothing but that is apple. So we can say that the total cost received by apple is nothing but 36. The total quantity sold is 36 at the rate of 80 rupees per kg. But what we have to do, we have to find out the percentage. We have to find out the percentage, right? So for the percentage, what we are doing like grapes by apple into 100. This thing will give us the total answer. So for the from the grapes, we are getting 18 into 60, 65. And here what we are getting 36 into 80. This is what that we are getting, and what we have to do, we have to multiply it by 100 because we need to convert the fraction into the percentage, right? Okay. Now we will see here, I'll just simply write 1 by 2, right? I just simply write 1 by 2 over here. Now we can just simply eliminate this 1 0 from this one. Here we are having 16, right? And if I just simply divide it, okay, instead of eliminating 0, first we can just simply eliminate it with the help of 5, right? So here we are getting 13, right? And here we are getting 1 and 4, how 3 is remaining, so here we are getting 16, right? Okay. Now we can just simply write, basically we are getting the same thing again and again. So here we can just simply write 13 into 100 divided by 32. Divided by 32. Okay. So if we will do so, here we are getting, if we will divide 13 by 32 only, instead of like letting this 0, we are just dividing 13 by 32 right now, right? So here I am getting 0.405 or 6 something कुछ है क्या हमारा? Yes, so we are getting 40.625%. Basically, we are getting 40.625%. That means our option number D is the correct one. The only thing that we have to do is this one, after calculating the total cost of grapes and after apples. So we just simply put the values of total cost and multiply it by 100. And why we are multiplying it? Because here we are having fraction, and whenever we have to convert our fraction into the percentage, we have to multiply it by 100. What we have to do? We have to multiply it by 100 only. Is it clear? Okay. So basically the first part, or we can say the first question with the specific data is completed. Now let's move towards the second DI that we are having, and that is this one. So first we are having a tabular DI. Now we are having what? Here we are having our line graph, or we can say the line DI, right? Line table or line graph. So here we are having all the values in the format of lines only. So the question says that, here we are having just two questions based on this particular data. So the question says that line graph below shows the number of complaints received by 4 different network operators A, B, C and D on 2 different days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Here this yellow color denotes the Tuesday, and here this blue color denotes the Wednesday. Study the line graph carefully and answer the following questions. So what you have to do now, you have to take care of all the values that is given in this particular chart. So here I am just going to write down the values over here. So basically this is 100, right? And this one is 80, right? And this one is 70. And this one is 110, right? So you are able to determine all the values so that you can easily write all the values in your examinations as well, right? Not in this session only. So here this value is nothing but 90, right? Here we are having this value as 120. Here we are having this value as 60 and we are having this value as 50. This value as 50. Now, based on this particular line graph, we are having two questions. Let's see what they are and how we are going to deal with them. So, this is the first question. So, the question says that find the difference between the total number of complaints received on both days by all network operators. So basically what you have to do, you have to find out the difference in between all the values that you are having in this particular graph. What you have to do, you have to find out the differences. Okay, let's start solving this. So for the Tuesday, we can say that for Tuesday, we can say that the values that we are having is 100 plus here we are having 80 plus here we are having what? Here we are having 70 plus here we are having what? Here we are having 110, right? Okay. So when I add all these value, what I'll get here, I am getting 180 plus 80, that is 260, 260 plus 100, that is 360. So here for the Tuesday, I am getting the total number of complaints by all the network operators is equals to 360. Now for the Wednesday as well, we have to calculate it. For the Wednesday, we are having the first value is nothing but 50 plus here we are having 60 plus here we are having what? 120 plus the last value that we are having is 90, right? Okay. So 50 and 60, 110, 110 plus 90, that is 200, 200 plus 120, that is nothing but 320. That is nothing but 320. And what we need to do, we need to find out the difference. What we need to do, we need to find out the difference. So the difference in between these two is of 40. 40 complaints. This is what? This is your difference. Do we have that in our option? Yes. Option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one. The only thing that we need to do is we need to calculate the differences, right? Next. So the next question says that find the total number of complaints received by C on Tuesday and Wednesday are approximately what percent of the total number of complaints received on Tuesday by all network operators together. So I just hope you all understand the question, what you have to do, and just simply try to find out the percentage, the approximate percentage. Here on which day we have to focus on? We have to focus on the Tuesday only. That means we have to focus on this yellow color. We have to focus on this yellow color only. Is it clear? Okay. Now we know that the total of Tuesday is nothing but 360. So we just simply use this value, total complaint received on Tuesday is nothing but 360, right? Now, the question says that we have to find out the approximate value that the complaint received by C on Tuesday and Wednesday. So here we are having C. Here we are having C. So on Tuesday we are getting 70 complaints, and on the Wednesday we are getting 120 complaints. On Wednesday we are getting 120 complaints. So the required percentage, so the percentage that we have to find out is nothing but the sum of the total complaints received by operator C, that is 120 plus 70 divided by the total number of complaints received on Tuesday by all the operators, that is nothing but 360 into 100 into 100, right? So here what we are having? Here we are having 190. 190 divided by 360 into 100. Okay, so basically this is approximately 1 by 2, but is quite lesser than 1 by 2, and into 100, that is we need a value near to 50% but lesser than that one. So the only option that we are having is option number D. So we can say that the approximately that value that we calculated over here is 48%. And how I calculated? Because I know that 19 into 2, that is nothing but 38. And this value is approximately equal to that one. So I can just simply consider it 1 by 2 into 100. But I know that this value is lesser than the exactly half part of this one. So I know that this is 1.98 something. This is 1 by 1.98 something. And when we multiply it by 100, we will get the value lesser than 50%. But it is near to 50%. So the only option which is correct over here is option number D. The only option that we are having over here is option number D. So the correct answer is 48%. And it is clearly given that we have to do the approximate calculation. What we have to do? We have to do the approximate calculation. Is it clear? Okay. Next, dear. So here what we are having? We are having pie chart. Here we are having our pie chart, right? Okay. Now, again, we are having 3 questions based on this particular pie chart. And the question says that pie chart given below shows power banks sold by 6 companies in 2017. Study the data carefully and answer the following questions. So here what we are having? We are having different companies. Here we are having Sony. Sony sold 25% of power banks. Philips 12%, Intex 12%, Lenovo 12%, Sky 25%, and MI यहाँ पे 25%, right? So basically this is our data, and on the basis of this data we are having our questions. But by default we are not having, because of the arrangement, we are not having this particular chart in with all the questions. So what you have to do? You have to just roughly draw this particular diagram, or you can just simply write all the respective values so that you can easily able to solve the questions based on this particular pie chart, right? So basically this question says that out of the total power banks sold by Cisco, 25% are defective, while non-defective power banks sold by Cisco is equal to 4,830. Find total number of power banks sold by Lenovo. Now what we have to do? First we have to calculate few values based on the Cisco data. And with the help of that, we have to find out the number of power banks sold by what? Sold by Lenovo. So all you have to do is first you have to focus on the Cisco, and after that you have to focus on the Lenovo. What you have to do? You have to focus on the Lenovo. So basically you are having your this chart and you are having this question. If you just focus on this particular question, here the total quantity is not given. The only thing that is given is here we are having 6 companies, right? So we just simply assumed by ourselves that total number of power bank sold by all 6 companies is equals to 100x. We just simply assumed this value. Or you can also say that we just simply assumed this particular value. Now out of these 100x, how many power banks this Cisco is actually selling? So Cisco is selling 25% of the total Total power banks, okay. So 25% of what? 100x. So we can say that the number of power banks sold by Cisca is nothing but 25% of what? Of 100x, right? But the question says that out of this bundle, the value of 75%, where we are having 75. Okay, so basically, if in the lot of 100% values, the 25% are defective, that means the remaining 75 are the non-defective, and the value of non-defective power bank is equal to this one. So can we able to get the value of x from this one? Yes, we can easily calculate it. So we can easily say that non-defective Cisca power bank is nothing but 75% of what? Of this value. That means 25 by 100 into 100x. And this value is equals to what? Is equals to 4830 according to the question. This value is equals to 4830 according to the question. Now, what we can do? We can just simply eliminate it. Here we are getting 4, right? And here we are getting 3, right? Here we are getting, no, here we are not getting 3. Here also we are getting 4. And here we are getting 3, right? Okay. Now we know that when I eliminate this, first we can eliminate this 0 and this 0. And with the help of 3, we can also eliminate this one. So here we are getting 1 and the 1, 6, 1. So basically here we are having 1, 6, 1. Now we can again eliminate this and this one. Here we are getting 2 and here I am getting 5, right? And now we can say that the value of 5x is nothing but 161 into 8. 161 into 8. So basically we can just simply say that the 5x is equals to 848. So the 4 is carry on this one. But what we have to do, if we have to calculate the total number of power banks sold by Lenovo, that means first we have to calculate the value of this one. So instead of eliminating this one, we can just simply calculate it, or you can also do one thing, just simply multiply it by 20 so that you will get the values. So I'm just eliminating all the values that we deducted over here so that we can easily able to find out the value of 100x over here. Okay. So here we can say that here we are getting 3 by 4. Here I am getting 1 by 4, right? So I'm just putting this 100x as it is. I'm not going to change this value because I need the value of 100x, right? Now I'm going to eliminate this value. So here we are getting 1610, right? Now this 100x is equals to nothing but 1610 multiplied by 16. And when I multiply it by, I know that 16 into 16, that is 256. So here we are getting like 25760 because we are having 1 over here also and we just put it 0 over here. So the value of 100x is this one. Now we have to find out the total number of power banks sold by Lenovo, and Lenovo sold 12%. Lenovo sold 12%. So we can say that here the total number of power bank sold by Lenovo, that is nothing but that is the 12% of 100x, and we are having the value of 100x, right? So we just simply put the value of 100x, 12 by 100 into 25760. This is what that we need to calculate. This is what that we need to calculate. So this is basically this is your homework, because you only have to calculate the correct answer. You only have to calculate the correct answer over here. All you have to do is you have to multiply 12 into 2576 and you have to divide it by 100. You have to divide it by 100 and you will get your answer, right? So basically you have to find out the answer, because in the examination you have to do more and more calculation. So this is a simple multiplication. After that we are having 10 in the denominator. So you know that what you have to do, you have to just point at decimal. So just find out the answer and comment your answer in the comment section. You have to comment. You people are not going to comment all your answers in the comment section. I'm checking all the comments and I'm not getting all your answers. So please do comment your answers in the comment section, right? Okay. Next question. Let's see what is the next question. So the next question says that a company Rock sold 25% more power banks than the company Intex, and the total number of power banks sold by Rock and Cisca together equal to 14,000. Then find the total number of power banks sold by Philips and Intex together. Now what we have to do with this data, we have to determine the correct answer. With this particular data, what we have to do, we have to determine the correct answer. So here there's one more company named as Rock is introduced. Now you have to consider the value for the Rock as well. Basically the question says that here we are having two brands, Rock plus Cisca. So basically they both together sold total 14,000 power banks. 14,000 power banks. But when we talk about the quantity of Rock, because we don't know the exact number, so first we just again simply assume that the same thing. The total power banks sold by all 6 companies is equals to 100x, right? And here we know that Intex sold 12% of the total sold power banks. So first we calculate the number of power banks sold by Intex. Number of power banks sold by Intex. That is nothing but that is 12% of 100x. So here we are getting basically 12x. Here the value of x is not defined yet. So here we are putting all the values in the terms of x only. Now, the question says that another company Rock sold 25% more power banks. That means 25% more than this one. So we can say that the number of power bank sold by Rock, that is nothing but 25% more. That means 12x into 125 by 100, right? Or you can just simply find out the 25% of this one and simply add the value in the 12x. So here we know that this is nothing but 5 by 4, and here we can say that here we are getting 3. So basically the value is nothing but 15x. The value is nothing but 15x. Or you can also do one thing, just simply find out the 25% of this one and you will get your value 3x. And what you have to do, you have to add this 3x into this one just to calculate the number of power banks sold by Rock. Now we know that by Cisca we sold 25%. By Cisca we are selling 25% of the power banks. So we can say that the number of power banks sold by Cisca That is nothing but 25%. 25% of what? Of 100x. That means we can say that 25x power banks are sold by Cisca, but we know that the combined value of this one is equals to 14,000. So we can say that according to the quotient, 25x plus 15x is equals to nothing but 14,000. Is equals to nothing but 14,000. Here what we are getting? We are getting 40x. 40x is equals to 14,000. 40x is equals to 14,000. So here we can say that the value of x is nothing but 350. The value of x that we are getting is nothing but 350. Now, what we have to find out? We have to find out the number of power banks sold by Philips and Intex together. So where we are having Philips and Intex. So basically here we are having, we are having this 50, 50 and this 75, right? 75 and here we are having 24. So if I add these values, here we are having 99. Wait. Okay, I need to check all the values once. Okay, just simply ignore that. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the Philips and Intex together. So here we are having Philips and Intex, that means they are sold in 12 and 12. So the answer that we are getting now, the number of power banks sold by Intex plus Philips is nothing but 12 plus 12, that is 24. So basically 24% of what? Of 100x. That means you need to find out the value of 24x. Now you are having the value of x, just simply put the value of x in this particular thing and you will get your answer. All you need to do is you need to multiply this one. I'm not going to write down the whole answer over here. You need to do your basic mathematical calculation and you need to figure out what is the correct answer out of these 5 options. Is it clear? So in DI, I may consider that we have to calculate many things, but we are having some small mathematical calculation. Everything is given in the question only. All we need to do is we need to pick the values, we have to put it in the format and we will get our answer. Is it clear? Okay, so the next question based on the same DI is this one. So the question says that find total number of power banks sold by all 6 companies together if power banks sold by MI and Intex together is 150 more than the total power banks sold by Sony and Philips together. I guess all you people can do this particular question by your own. So basically you have to write down the equation first. You know that what you have to do, you have to assume that all 6 companies sold basically 100x power banks. 100x power banks. This is what we have to assume. Now on the basis of that, what we have to do, we have to make the equations and we will get our answer. So first the question says that the number of power banks sold by MI plus Intex is 150 more than what? Is 150 more than what? Of the Sony and Philips. This is the everything that you need to calculate and you will get your answer. Right? With the help of this, you just simply calculated the value of x. Just put the value of x over here and you will get your answer. And you will get your answer because what you need to do, you need to calculate the total number of power banks sold by all the 6 companies together. So for the MI, what we are having 25 and for the intakes. Yes, we are having 12. So here we are having 25%. Here we are having 12%, right? For the Sony and for the Philips, Sony Philips, again we are having the 25, and here we are having 12%. So basically you need to calculate first you need to make the equation, and after that you have to calculate it. You have to calculate it. So basically this is a very simple question that you have to do by yourself, because the only thing that you need to do is you need to calculate the value of 100x. So basically this is your homework. This is your homework, right? Okay. Now let's move towards the next question and let's see what is the next question we are having. So here we are having a caselet DI, and here we are having this data. Here we are not having any chart or any table. Now on the basis of this data only, this complete data, we have to create our own chart, table, or whatever in which we are comfortable, or we have to retrieve all the values. And after that only we are having two more questions based on this particular caselet DI, and we have to solve that particular questions. So just read each and every line carefully. Question says that in a company, there are 3 companies' laptop provided to its employee, that is Dell, HP and Lenovo. There are total 1000 employees. Some employees use single laptop while some uses more than it. 20 users uses all 3 companies' laptop. 150 employees uses more than one company's laptop. 200 employees use only Lenovo's laptop, while 280 use only HP's laptop. 40% of total employee uses HP's laptop, and same number of employee uses HP and Dell laptop. So this is the basic data that you are having, and here you are having 3 types of laptops. So on the basis of this, what you have to do, first you have to retrieve all the specific values that you are needed to solve all these questions. So this is your first question based on this caselet, that is, employee using Dell's laptop are what percentage of the employees using only Lenovo's laptop. The second question that we are having based on this particular DI is, what is the ratio of employees using both Dell and Lenovo laptops together to employees using all 3 companies' laptop, right? So basically this is your question. First you have to retrieve all the values from here, and after that only you are able to answer the questions that we are having. Here you are having 3 companies, right? So just simply think by drawing which type of diagram we can easily able to determine all the values. I'm just giving the hint. Just simply draw your diagram, draw your Venn diagram. With the help of this question, just simply try to draw your Venn diagram. Okay, so let's start solving this. Here we are having 3 companies, right? Okay. So as I read few words like only 2 are using, only 3 are using, only one single are using, so the only thing that clicked in my mind is this Venn diagram, right? So here let's suppose this is of HP, this is for the Dell, and this is for the Lenovo, right? The question says that here we are having total 1000 employees. Here we are having total employees. Here I am writing total employees. Total employees that we are having is 1000. Is it clear? Okay. Now, the question says that some employees uses single and some use more than that. 20 users uses all 3 company laptops. So here we can say that this one is the common part. So here we are having 20. Here we are having 20. This particular portion shows the number of users who uses the laptop of all these three companies, HP, Dell and Lenovo. Now, the next one. So apart from that, it is given that 150 employees uses more than one company's laptop. Okay. So the data says that we are having 150 employees which is using more than one. So if we just able to find out the exactly one, number of employees using exactly. So here we are having all three, here we are having exactly two, and here we are having only one. So here 150 employees uses more than one. Okay. So here we can say exactly two laptops or two company laptops. You can also say that. So here we are having 150%, but in this 150, 20 other persons who uses all three laptops. So we can say that here we are having 130 employees. Here we are having 130 employees. So basically we can say that the sum of this one and this one should be equal to what? Should be equal to 130. Should be equal to what? 130. Why I'm not directly solving the question? Because I'm not having the specific data. So for that, what I need to do? I need to retrieve the values first. After that only I am able to determine the answer, right? Okay, next slide. 200 employees use only Lenovo's, 200 only. So the value of this part is nothing but 200. The value of this part is nothing but 200. Okay, the next. While 280 uses HP laptop, so here we are having 280. Okay, next. 40% of total employee uses HP laptop. Okay, 40%. So first the 40% of total employee, that is 1000. So this is nothing but this is 400. So basically we can say that this 400 is nothing but is equals to the employees which are using HP laptops and the same number of employees that are using HP and both. Okay, so here we are having 40% of employees uses HP's laptop and number of employees using HP. Here we are having HP and Lenovo. Here we are having HP and Lenovo, right? Okay. So here where we are having HP, okay. So basically the sum of this particular thing, the HP is equals to 400. So here we can say that if this value is 300, so the value of this one and this one should be equal to 100. Should be equal to 100 as per the given information that we are having. As per the given information we are having. So from this one we can say that these are what? These are the HP users. These are the HP users, and apart from that, this is the same number of employees and same number of employees uses HP and Dell and HP and Lenovo. So basically we can say that the number of employees uses HP plus Dell is equals to the number of employees using HP plus Lenovo. Okay, so we know that if the value of this one, if the value of this complete circle is 400, right? If the value of this complete circle is 400, where the value of this one 280 plus 20, that is 300. So we are left with this two values, and this is nothing but this is the HP plus Dell and this is nothing but HP plus Lenovo. So the question says that the number of employees in both of these parts are equal and we are having the 100 value remaining. So it is divided as 50 and 50. It is divided as 50 and 50. Now, we also know that here the sum of these three parts equal to 130 and here we are having 50, 50, that means 100. So we are left with 30 only. So we just simply put the value 30 over it, right? Now, with this value, can we able to determine the number of users who are only using Dell laptop? Yes, we can say that. So, from this one, we can just simply calculate. So, the number of employees only using Dell laptop. So, that is nothing but from the 1000, we have to subtract first this one. I just simply subtracted this particular value and this is nothing but 400. Or you can also write it in the divided form, that 50, 20, 50, 280. I'm just considering the whole value. Apart from that, I'm having 30 and 200. So I'm just minus 200 and minus 30. So here we are having 600. 600, that means we are left with 400. 400 minus 30, that is 370. So basically the only users of Dell is equal to 370. Is equal to 370. But if we want to calculate the total number of users, so here we are just calculating the total user. Total users of HP. That is equal to 400, right? We already calculated it. For the Dell. So basically 370 plus 100, that is 470. 470 plus 20, that is 490. That is nothing but 490. Now, for the Lenovo, what we are having? We are having 20, 20 and here we are having 50, 50 and 50, 100, 100 and 200, that is 300. That is 300. Okay. We did some calculation mistake. Wait. Here we are having like 100, 300, 400. Okay. Here we are having 370. 370 and 50 and 50. That is nothing but 50 and 50, 100. 100 and 470. Here we are having 470, not 490. 470 and here again we are having like 20 and 30, that is 50, 50 plus 50, 1000, 1000. Sorry, no, 50 and 50, that is 100, 100 plus 200, 300. Okay. But the value that we need over here is equals to what? Is equals to 1000. Okay, let's see the questions that we are having. Employee using only Dell laptop, or what percent of the employee using only Lenovo? Only Lenovo is 200 and only Dell is 370. So basically 370 by 200. This is what that you need to calculate. This is what that you need to calculate again, and I guess everyone can calculate it easily. So here what we are getting? We are getting 1. Here we are having 1. So on the multiple of 8 and here we are having 185%. Do we have that in our option? No. So we can say that here the option number E is the correct one. Option number E is the correct one. Is it clear? The correct answer is option number E, 185%. Next. What is the ratio of employees using both Dell and Lenovo laptop? Dell and Lenovo laptop is to the all the employees together using all three companies. That means here we are having 20. Here in the place of this we are having the value 20, but for this one Dell and Lenovo, here we are having 30. So here the ratio is nothing but 3:2. Here the ratio is nothing but 3:2. That means option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one. So by this we can easily calculate the values if we are having our data. As you can see in every type that we solved in this particular section, if we are able to retrieve the values, we can easily able to determine the correct answer, whatever it is asked in the question. So with this one, let's end this video here only. We'll meet in the next video in which again we are going to explore some more questions, some more concepts. Till then, keep practicing and stay safe. Bye bye, and thank you so much for watching this video.